What's going on, broskies? My name's Shivoki. Welcome back once again to another SMITE God guide. Today, we're taking a look at the ugliest, yet the sexiest, hairiest, beast-like god in the game right now, and his name is Camazotz. Now, in today's Sexy God guide, I'll be going over Camazotz, of course, his abilities, my typical recommended build and starter for him, and much more. If you have any questions at all, please let me know in the comments down below what they are, and I'll answer them as soon as possible. And of course, any tips and tricks for Camazotz, leave them in the comments down below. If I didn't say it myself, maybe you can say it, and I'm pretty sure we can all learn some great things from you guys. So please throw down there. And also, let me know what god needs a guide next. But be sure to check out my god guide playlist on my channel for all my current guides. But here we go. First, let's take a look at his passive and abilities. Now, this ugly motherfucking bat has a badass passive called Essence Drinker. It's kind of a two-way passive, but it's very cool. Now, also, anytime a god dies, they leave behind a pool of their essence in the spot they were slain. So basically, imagine a purple goo on the ground that Camazotz can eat, which gives him health and mana. It's 10 drinks, guys. He gets 10 drinks per pool, and it's 2% mana and 2% health per sip. Per sip of that yummy ass goo on the ground, guys, he gains 2%. So 2% times 10, guys, that's 20. That's fucking 20 freaking percent health and mana back per pull, which might seem OP. It's fucking crazy, I know, but it's honestly very cool. He also gets a vampirism buff, which is a 5% physical lifesteal and increased healing. So basically, this allows him to take in more lifesteal and also take in more healing off his abilities, which is just so good. It basically means you should always constantly be drinking these pulls whenever you can. If you're low on health and low on mana, drink it up, guys. It not only does it heal you, it also gives you a badass buff, and keep that in mind, it's very important to have. It's just the best thing ever. So I love it. It's great passive. Any questions about it, please let me know in the comments down below. I'll help you. But borderline is, guys, just drink up and have some fun kicking ass with Camazotz. Now, Camazotz's number one is called Screech, and it's a very fantastic ability. Camazotz screeches loudly and launches a sound wave that pierces through minions and deals damage. Now, if the screech hits an enemy god, the sound wave will echo. If Camazotz is hit by an echo, he gains vision of the god that was hit by the screech for the next 15 seconds. And he also gains a bonus physical power buff for the duration. Guys, not only is being able to see a god so fucking amazing through walls and everything, you go, oh, there he is, I got you, motherfucker. He gets a physical power buff, which is great. Now, the guys, the damage starts at 90, max out at 270 plus 70% of your physical power. Now, the echo buff, of course, it starts at 20 power and ends up being 40 physical power with a range of 70 and a mana cost of about 80 at max rank with a cooldown of 13 seconds. So very awesome. Of course, you want a little bit of cooldown with him, which I will go over his build pretty soon here, but overall, this ability is so good. It's great for lane clear. It hits hard. It really helps him do great when you build Hydra's Lament. You can pop this ability and then hits them, and it comes back to you. You get a power buff, and then you hit them with your Hydra's Lament passive ability, and it's just so fucking strong. It's just so great. It's a great ability, and I love it. And keep it in mind, it's one of the best things he has in his kit. But his kit is very full of a lot of cool things. I cannot wait to explain more in depth to you guys. So here we go for his number two, and it's called Vampire Bats. My favorite ability on him, hands down. It's so fucking awesome. Camazotz commands a swarm of bats to fly out and attack a single target, damaging and slowing them by 30%, and then carrying back a heal to you. I mean, how awesome is that? You throw bats out, it bites their fucking necks, comes back to you, and it gives you some health. Thank you very much for your blood. Now, if a target was a jungle buff monster, they will be marked, and Camazotz will receive a heal, as well as a stackable vampirism buff that lasts 210 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times, guys. Marked monsters will not provide Camazotz with another stack of vampirism, which is important to keep in mind, guys, but basically this buff, it has a max of 3 stacks, and it's 3% physical lifesteal and increased healing. That's 9% at full stacks, guys. 9% physical lifesteal increase and increase healing. Holy shit. So basically, if you're a good jungler, you're going around and you're constantly clearing buffs and not dying, you're doing good as a jungle roll, and you're constantly popping the 2 on the jungle buff before you kill it, you're going to be getting this buff, guys, last 210 seconds, and it makes you fucking fantastic. So keep it in mind, you always need it on there. Now, guys, the damage is insane. 100 damage starts off, and it maxes out at 420 marijuana punches plus 130% of your physical power, guys. The heal is 20 plus 100% of your physical power as well. So with a 10-second cooldown and only a cost of 80 mana, you're healing a fuck ton middle early game, and you're also hitting really hard, especially late game, guys. This ability hits so freaking hard, and I guarantee you will love it. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Shivoki, there's no way Camazotz has any more heals. If he did, that'd be broken. Hi-Rez wouldn't do that. Well, guess what? Hi-Rez does that, and it's called Devour, and it's his third ability. Camazotz leaps forward a short distance, dealing damage on impact and healing himself per enemy hits. Not per group, not, hey, the sun's yellow and my feet are purple and I like cheese on my left nipple. No, motherfucker. Per enemy hit, it heals him, and it's crazy. The damage, guys, starts at 80, max at 320, plus 75% of your physical power. So not only does it hit hard, but you heal for, oh god, heal per hit starts at 15, max out at 55, plus 25% of your physical power. So not only are you hitting really hard with this ability, you're healing for a fuck ton per hit. Now, of course, your level is last, obviously, but late game, guys, you're not gonna fucking die with him. He's just a badass. The range is 30, the mana cost is a max of 80, and the cooldown is 15 seconds with a little bit of cooldown and a little bit of power and penetration and scariness. You are going to rape the souls of the enemy gods on the opposite side of the teams. Bye-bye, enemy team. This last one would make Ozzy Osbourne very proud. It's called Bat Out of Hell, and it is Camazotz's ultimate. Camazotz flies into the air for the next 4 seconds. While flying, he may swoop forward and deal damage, passing through enemy players, created deployables, but not walls. He may do this up to 3 times, landing on the 3rd time, hitting more than one enemy god, and a single swoop will deal increased damage per god. So basically, if there's a way you can get everyone tied together, maybe an Emir freeze, maybe an Athena taunt, whatever the situation is, if you can hit multiple gods at once, it does increased damage and it hits really fucking hard, and I love it. It's also a CC immunity, guys. If you pop this ability, you're CC immune, so it's a great way to get away as well. Now, guys, the damage per hit is 140 early off, and it ends out at 300 damage plus 20% of your physical power. I know you're saying, you're like, oh, it's not that hard, but that's really weak, honestly, but it's 10% more damage per god you hit. So if you hit 2 gods, that's 20% extra damage. Honestly, even 1's fine. That's still 10% damage. So it's basically like 30% physical power if you hit 1 god. So do your job, guys. Hit him. You're hitting pretty fucking hard. The range has a 35. The mana cost is 100. And of course, the 90-second cooldown. This ability is amazing. Once again, it is a CC immune, so it's really good for getting out of things. Really good for turning fights around. Maybe Amaterasu goes and ults you, and before she ults the last single one, you pop your ultimate, and you're in the air. You're kicking ass. You're hitting hard. And guess what? You're CC immune, and it also hits pretty hard per god, so you can basically turn the fight around and really bring the gangsta punches to the face with an awesome god, Camazotz. Now, when playing Batman, I level his abilities like this every single time, no matter what, whether it's in Conquest, Joust, Siege, Harry Potter, and the Sorcerer's Stone, I do not care. His abilities are this way for me every single time, and I recommend you pause right here and do the same exact thing, guys. I max out his 2 first, then his 1, and then his 3, and I do his ultimate whenever I can. Now, personally, I do this for this very important reason right here. I like to hit hard, and I like sustain. I like my abilities and have my playstyle to carry myself so hard that once I get into level 10, I'm basically unstoppable. I don't get killed, I hit hard, I heal hard, I can juke really easily, and I can never die, and I just constantly kick ass with this god. I love him. He's so strong, so devastating, and play correctly, this guy will carry your entire team with no issue whatsoever. I played a game in this god guide. When I was recording for this god guide, I played a game where I went 22-3 or 22-1 as a jungle Camazotz. It was amazing. I love this guy very much. This is how I build every single time, so please try it out. Now, when I play Conquest and I play Camazotz, I only play him as a jungler. Oh, Shivoki, I promise, when you play Camazotz as an ADC, he does really fucking good. I went 12-2 last week, bro. Really awesome stuff, right? No, stop playing Camazotz as an ADC. Stop ruining the roles. I hate your face. Go home and let me play Conquest like a normal person. Now, this is my typical Conquest start with him, guys. I play him as a jungler. Boomba's Math, level 1 boots, 3 health pots and 3 mana pots. It's typical. It's amazing. It's great. He has fantastic sustain already. Boomba's Math helps him even more in the jungle camps. He basically never, ever has low health in the jungle. He can sustain so easily. Boomba's Math will heal him when he kills these mini camps. And also his 2, when he uses his 2 on the mini wave, or the mini camp, sorry, the buff camps and stuff, he gives an awesome 210-second ability buff, which is a fantastic buff. And it stacks it to 3 times, and it's just so helpful and so amazing. But for whatever reason, if I'm not playing him in Conquest whatsoever, I'm playing in Joust or Assault or Arena, whatever the situation is, I start with Charged Morningstar, 3 health pots and 3 mana pots, because he's really good at building stacks. I love Transcendence on him. It's a great ability. It's so fun to use. He just builds stacks very easily with his Screech ability. Is so strong. His Slam Down on his 3, when he slams down, he heals off every single minion. Is so strong. He has a really, really easy time building stacks. It's a no-brainer to give him some extra mana, some extra power, and have an easy time doing so. So this is my 2 typical starts, guys. Let me me know in the comments down below what you do, but this is what I personally do, and it's what I definitely recommend. Now, this is a rare occasion. I seriously only have one build for Camazotz. I normally have 2 builds for the gods, and maybe different situations, but seriously, this build is what I swear by. I love it. It does so well by me. Obviously, I have situational items. Of course, there's gonna be different situations where you're gonna need different items, but if everything goes right, this is the build I build every single time. It hits fucking hard. It's amazing, and of course, this is it right here. Warrior Tab by Transcendence, Jotun's Wrath, Hydra's Lament, Shifter Shield, and Titan's Bane. Okay, guys, not only, of course, you're getting the boots, obviously. Transcendence is really amazing on him because you're constantly building stacks. It's really easy to do so as well as Camazotz. And also, Jotun's Wrath for penetration early off is great. Basically, once you get to the 3rd item, you're hitting really hard, you're doing a lot of damage, and you have cooldown as well as the penetration. But Hydra's Lament, guys, is the bread and butter to this god. It's truly absolutely amazing. You pop an ability, you basic attack, you hit hard as fuck with that basic attack. You pop another ability, and you have basic attack, and you hit hard as shit with that basic attack too, guys. It's just so good. He's a very up and close and personal, really strong, aggressive assassin, and Hydra's Lament is so amazing on him. And of course, Shifter Shield is a personal item that I love. The passive on it is so good. When you have full health, you hit harder. When you're low on health, you get some more defense. And with him being low on health, and with having so much sustain, it's really easy to constantly bounce between these 2 passives really easily on Shifter Shield. And then Titan's Bane is just some extra power, some extra punch at the very end to help you even do more damage and constantly continue to carry the shit out of your team. Your back will hurt when you play with this build, I promise. Next, we'll take a look at my situational items. And lo and behold, here before you lies the situational items. Of course, if you need some anti-heals, your first item right there is a fantastic one. Void Shield. If the enemy team has a lot of physical defense, this will shred it off them, helping you hit even harder, and I love it. Genji's Guard is so fantastic on him, guys. It's great. It's 80 magical protection, it's 10% cooldown reduction with 20 MP5, and when you take magical damage from abilities, your cooldowns are reduced by a certain amount. It's amazing, guys. Basically, you never not have abilities, and with a little bit of cooldown, plus this great item and the passive on the item, you're basically never without an ability, and that paired with Transcendence, or that paired with Hydra's Lament, is just so fantastic. And of course, Shield of Regrowth is great for moving faster because he has so many heals, and Masamune will help you shred even more if the enemy teams have a lot of health. Maybe you have a really tanky Zhong Kui in middle lane, and a Hercules, and maybe a Mir with a lot of health, and you really need a Masamune to kind of rip through the health a lot. This will definitely help you a lot. Personally, I love it. But guys, that's my build. That's my situational items. Any questions, comments, concerns, your own typical build, let me know in the comments down below. But this is what I do, and I kick some serious ass with it. Now, lastly, my broskies, I'm going to go over a few little tips and tricks for Camazotz here that I personally think are very obvious, but a few of you guys might not see so, and definitely can really help out some players here, but definitely help out some of you new players. Now, of course, if I'm playing Camazotz, you need to keep in mind that he is, of course, an assassin. I know he might feel like a warrior. I know he might feel like he's really strong and super high sustain and can never die, but he can in fact die. And if he gets behind at all, he's literal shit. Like absolute shit. Like, of course you can sustain, you might not die as easily as most other guys, but if you're behind and you're not hitting hard, you're fucking useless. And you really need to make sure you're playing him correctly. When you play him correctly, you may want to go in, get a kill, and get the fuck out. Know your limitations as an assassin. You do not want to get yourself killed constantly. You want to make sure you're really fed, really doing a lot of damage, being a very aggressive, scary thing. Focus on the backliners, focus on the ones that need to die, the assassins, the hunters, the mages, and let, of course, the other ones take care of the warriors and the guardians. And then get fed up. Once you get fed up, guys, you'll be shredding through the entire team. So play safe. Really watch where you're standing, where you're walking. Watch if you're behind you. Make sure you're not missing someone in lane. Like, okay, hey, there's 4 enemy gods in lane. Where's the last enemy god? Check your ass. Watch your 6. Be careful, because if you get killed and you get behind it all, like I said, you will have a really hard time playing Camazotz. Now, of course, once you do that, guys, my build really, really works. I swear by it. It will help you a lot. I promise. So try it out, guys. Kick some ass with. Let me know in the comments down below how it goes. I would love to hear you guys get any better Camazotz. I know a lot of you guys have been having troubles with him, and I can definitely see why. He's definitely different. A lot of skill shots inquired with him, and you really need to make sure you're good at landing these skill shots, doing good, and some builds kind of seem a little awkward. I have seen on Smite Junkies and some really weird builds on Smite Fire, and personally I haven't really seen many like mine. Of course, that's why I wanted to throw it out here to show you guys a great way to build them, a great way to play them, and definitely any tips and tricks you guys have of your own, please throw them down in the comments down below so we can all learn from you guys. Of course, that's it for today's God Guide. I appreciate all the support, all the love. You guys are fantastic. In the comments down below, let me know what God needs a guide next, but be sure to check out my playlist on my channel of my God guides, because I may have done the God you want already, so please check that out. Also, leave a like to show support, comment down below what you thought of the guide. If it helped you out, Anything, any questions, comments, concerns, any tips and tricks for us all, let us know. And subscribe for more content from your broski Shivoki. And have a fantastic week, guys. I love your faces. You are all amazing. We're almost at 17K subscribers. I am blown away. I'm having so much fun. Streams are happening every Saturday and Sunday. I will see you guys there next time. Have a good one. And as always, my friends, deuces, motherfuckers. Deuces.